Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of M365 Voice. I'm Antonio Mayo.
I'm Sarah Haase.
And I am Mike Modanani.
And we're coming to you today to talk about the events that you can find us at over the second half of 2023. So between the three of us, we have a number of events that we're speaking at. I think we have, 10 events or so over the next 6 months that we're speaking at?
Yes.
So we wanted to share with you those events and perhaps talk a little bit about them and where you can find us, attend our sessions if you want, and stop us with questions and just chat, generally meet up and whatever. So,
and we're going to be fashion forward on this, wearing our.
Yes.
Do you want to talk about that, Antonio?
Yeah, so you might see a little bit of a costume change throughout this podcast as we talk about the different events and perhaps hoodies that are representative of those events.
Love it.
So our first event that we've got, what's our first event? Mike, I think you're there at that event.
First one is M365 Community Days in New York City on July 29. It's the XSPS New York City that is back in person since 2019. So excited to be there. I'll be talking about managing your Microsoft Teams in the back end, like a hero, just quick tips on how you can properly manage your Microsoft Teams tenant.
Nice. And that one takes place in the Microsoft office, I think right off Times Square, New York,
yes,
isn't it?
Times Square, New York City, at the Microsoft office. That is correct. Beautiful office.
Yeah.
In 2019 and I think 2018, all three of us were at those events in 2018 and 2019.
That is correct.
Yes.
And now they're back this year, and Mike will be there.
Yes, Mike will be there. Yeah, that's always a fun event. Right downtown, really close to a lot of stuff. The event they have afterwards is always a lot of fun. I think it's at a rooftop bar. I don't know what it's called that they have after the event, but it's always a lot of fun.
It is fun.
Cool. And then the next event we've got is EduCon Seattle. And I think both of you guys are going to be speaking at that one.
I'm wearing my appropriate hoodie for 365 EduCon Seattle, August 21st to the 25th. I'll be there all week. Are you there all week, Mike?
I am as well, Monday to Friday.
Yeah. So it will be easy to find us, although you might not be wearing your Canada hoodie for that one, Mike.
Yeah, it might be too hot for that.
So, what are you guys talking on at that event?
It's a great question. Microsoft Viva. So I have quite a bit. I have a full day workshop on driving employee engagement. I had to think about this. Full day workshop on driving employee engagement with Microsoft Viva, a user adoption half day workshop, and then a couple of SharePoint and Viva sessions.
Nice. Mike, yourself?
I have a workshop with Joanne Klein, a workshop that we did previously in Vegas. It was very, very successful on managing content management at scale. So that's a full day workshop. Then I'm doing a couple of sessions, one about transitioning from SharePoint Search to Microsoft Search, and one is a deep dive into Teams channels. A lot of focus on shared channel with that session.
Nice, nice. And then our third session that we have, our third event that we have is one I'm going to be speaking at. So that's CollabCon Orlando on September 15th. And I have one session there. So that's a community one-day event. I've got one session there where I'm talking about security and safety tips for Microsoft Teams. So running secure and safe meetings and collaboration spaces in Microsoft Teams. So that one will be fun. And that'll be a quick in and out for me. I literally I'm at a work event the day before. I fly there that night. I speak the next day. And then I have to fly back home the very next day. So it'll be a quick in and out of Orlando, but it should be a fun event.
Orlando's always fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
No time for any parks, I guess.
Unfortunately, not that trip. No, I would love to. I love visiting Disney and stuff, but not that trip. And then what do we got next? Mike, I'm going to ask you, what's the next event?
Next event is our event, M365 Ottawa.
Yes, and we're aptly dressed for it for Canada.
Yes.
That's September 29th. The call for speakers still open.
Yeah.
And we are going to be focusing on M365 and Power Platform. We will have 30 amazing speakers, total of would be how many sessions? About 30 sessions in total as well.
30 sessions, yeah.
30 sessions, plus a keynote.
Yes.
Excited about Liz Thunder. So she will be the keynote for us. So September 29. You can register to it through m365ottawa.com. You can go to the communitydays.org to register for it. We will be announcing speakers in the next 3 weeks. Same venue at Microsoft Ottawa downtown. It is on a Friday, September 29. We should have beautiful fall colors start to show. So should be fun.
You always have brilliant weather whenever we're there in the fall, and it's a great location. And the weather has been gorgeous last year when I was there in the fall, and back in 2019, I think was the last one that you had that was in person, but the weather is always gorgeous. So I have submitted my sessions. I'm hoping I get in.
Like Mike said, 2 more days, I think. It's the 13th that you have up until the 13th to submit sessions, and then we're going to pick really quickly and let our speakers know so that they can book travel. Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're looking forward to having everyone in Ottawa. We always get a great contingent from Minnesota to come to Ottawa to speak, which is fantastic.
Awesome.
This is unusual because normally when all of us are at events, we all travel together. It's not usually so obviously 2 Canadians against someone who's only Southern Canadian, as it is right now. But this was kind of an interesting look.
Yes. Yeah. And then what have we got next? We've got Collab Days New England happening on October 21st. Speakers have not been announced for that one yet. I think this call for speakers closed. Did it close? I think it closed a week ago.
Last week, I think.
Yeah. So I've applied to that one, hoping to get into that one. So we'll see. But yeah, that one should be nice also in New England.
Beautiful time of year to be in New England, October 21.
Yes, that should be fun. I'm going to miss it, but
why are you going to miss it, Mike?
Yeah, I love to do Boston. It's the second year I'm going to miss it, but I am doing an AMS Asia tour during that time. I could not turn that down. I'm very excited about it. AMS used to be called AOS, so AMS Community is Azure Microsoft 365. Yes, I will be in. I will start my tour in Kuala Lumpur, and then I go to Singapore, and then I end up in Manila. So I'll be out for about 10 to 12 days. I'm gonna take advantage to explore these countries I've never been. So I'm be very excited to be there.
It is such a big deal. That is amazing. Yeah. I'm excited for you. I think it's amazing.
Yeah. We didn't know Mike was such a big deal.
He is a big, well, we might have known it. He's been telling it to us, but we believe it, and the rest of the world is going to see it. And
this is true. We hear this all the time.
Yeah. Not that big of a deal.
That's not true. But he is a big deal. You are a big deal, Mike. And I mean that genuinely. We might have been teasing before, but we're being genuine now.
Yes.
And
thank you.
I am very excited for this tour that you're doing. Kuala Lumpur, Singapore, and Manila is going to be amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
That's very cool.
I do need you to come home on time, though, because you have someplace to be after that.
What's the next event?
So I'll have to be home by October 25th or 26th for the next event, which is EduCon Chicago.
That's right.
Again, with my EduCon hoodie. Mike's going to do a costume change.
That's right. Oh, costume change. Pause for effect. Yeah. So, Sarah, at EduCon Chicago, what are you speaking at? I think the sessions were just announced.
What? These are great questions, Antonio, and I appreciate that you have all of this memorized for yourself. I will be doing 2 workshops and a couple of sessions. I'll be doing a workshop with Mr. Madarani, a full-day workshop where we determine who is smarter and better.
We know
And
the answer. You are always.
history says, he and I are delivering a full day workshop on M365 kind of productivity tips and use cases for different Microsoft 365 apps. And
Cool.
Mike and I love delivering this workshop, and I think it'll be our 4th time, maybe.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh,
Yeah, I love this workshop. It's good because we engage with the audience, with the attendees. So it's not only Sarah and I talking about our experiences. They share their experience with us, and we always have new way of doing things that you learn from the audience. So I love it because it's always a both way learning curve in that
Interactive.
workshop. Yeah.
Nice. And I'm going to be at EduCon Chicago as well. I just found out. So I'm doing 3 sessions there. I'm doing 2 sessions on Microsoft Syntax. One is kind of a deep dive into creating models and workflows through Syntax. The second one is on the SharePoint Advanced Management capabilities of Syntax as well. And then the third one is establishing a data protection strategy with Microsoft Purview. So very happy to be doing that. Very excited to be there.
so
Awesome.
we will have all 3 of us
All
at
3 of
a
us.
couple of different events. So
That's right.
maybe M365 Ottawa, definitely 36 EduCon Chicago,
Yep.
365
Yes.
EduCon Chicago.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Yeah, I have 3 additional sessions as well. One is syntax and Power Apps,
Okay.
and one is syntax and Flow and or Power Automate, and one is also on Teams, deep dive into Microsoft Teams channel.
Nice.
So it'll be a busy week coming
Yeah.
from East Asia all the way to Chicago. So hopefully I won't be too jet lagged.
Yeah.
And then we're going straight to the Twin
Oh.
Cities.
This needs a costume change.
Is everybody going off screen for it? Yes. So this one, I'll start talking about it while you all are getting your hoodies. So M365 Twin Cities is going to be happening on November 11th, which is in the US Veterans Day. And it's on a Saturday. It'll be an in-person event. We're very happy to be coming back with our 2-a-year model. So pre-2020, we held 2 events per year. In 2023, we're going to be back to 2 events per year because we had one back in January that, Antonio, you were at.
Yes.
And we're going to be having our second one on November 11th. And I just opened the call for speakers. So our call for speakers for M365 Twin Cities is running through August 11th. So if you go out to the Community Days site, you can look up M365 Twin Cities and submit to speak if you are interested. And we all have Twin Cities hoodies.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. We've all been there. We all enjoy that event very much. Literally one of my favorite events of the year. I am always impressed by how big of an audience you've gotten at that event, Sarah. Twice a year.
Twice a year, exactly.
Right? It's literally one of the biggest events in North America, and you run it twice a year. It's like no other community does that. So yeah, awesome.
Yeah,
it's a great event.
Kudos to you and the team on that. It's amazing.
Yeah,
and it's well organized.
Yeah,
a lot of speakers, a lot of sessions.
A lot of speakers. Yeah.
Yes.
Well organized. We're gonna wait and see if my fellow podcasters here are submitting for that event. I will be at M365 Twin Cities.
Yeah, we'll definitely be submitting. Love that event. I have a really good memory. My first time in Twin Cities, got snowed in, the biggest snowstorm in the. Yeah, so I spent a couple of extra days. It was actually fun. Well,
I was not at that one, but I remember the tweets about it.
Yeah, I think we got 22 inches of snow that day, and it was in April.
Yeah.
April maybe 2019.
Yeah. April 20. No, way before 2019.
2018.
I think it's even before that.
It was before I started to speak there.
Yeah.
I think it was a year before I started to speak there.
Well, we're excited to be having another event. I hope that you both said it here that you're going to submit. So, and we're going to hold you to it.
Yeah, definitely. And then we'll hope that we get picked to speak. And then we've got another Canadian event. So we've got another event in Toronto. So another costume change. Just kidding.
I don't have a
we're good.
candidate.
So in Toronto, we've got the Power of the Cloud event that we're organizing. So that is November 17th, Friday, November 17th. And that is a slightly different take on sessions. It's less about having different tracks and speakers. And we've actually got just 3 tracks. One is on, might keep me honest here, one is on the Power Platform.
Correct.
Another's on community engagement. And then there's the security and compliance track. And the way that event works is we've got 3 speakers that are each giving very specific sessions that we work with them to help organize around a topic, and then a hands-on workshop at the end. So it's kind of like directed training and then a hands-on workshop at the end of the event.
Exactly.
For the attendees. We've always had really great attendance, and Microsoft is a great sponsor of that one. So that'll be held in the Microsoft Toronto office in downtown Toronto, which is a beautiful office, on November 17th. So
yes, it's exciting. I love that conference because it is very unique. Like you said, 3 tracks, 3 speakers per track only. And it is like developing a story for the attendees to learn about a specific track or a specific experience. So they learn in the morning and they get to apply what they learned in the afternoon.
that's right.
So had a really great success stories in the past.
Yeah. And then the final one that we've got kind of on our list right now is Collab Days Lisbon, in Lisbon, Portugal on November 25th. So I've submitted to that one. Hoping to get selected and hoping to get to take off to Portugal for a long weekend to speak at that event. So if you happen to be there, please come by and say hi. But that's last event that we've gotten early. Is there any others that you guys can think of? I think that's a pretty long list.
There might be more. The fall is very, very busy. Of everything, we talked about one event in July, one event in August, and everything else is September, October, November. So September, October, November, it's frankly, it's amazing to see because in the last 3 to 4 years, this feels like we're back to a fall timeline of events, like what we used to see. It's wonderful.
Yeah,
and there are a lot more events happening in the fall that we are not involved as well or not speaking at. So yes, it is a very, very busy fall that's. We had not a challenge. We were really picking a date for our event was a bit tricky to make sure that we don't conflict with other events. So it is definitely a busy fall.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for joining us, everyone, today. Again, we talked about the 10 different events that the 3 of us are going to be at or hoping to be at over the next 6 months. We hope to see you there. Please come by to say hi if you do see us. And if you want to hear a question on M365 Voice, please ask us at one of these events if you do happen to see us. Either way, we'd love to connect. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.